Hi everyone, this is Daniel. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. They do mean the world to me. I greatly appreciate them. This is the weekly forecast. It is for all signs, so I do speak in broad terms. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. It just, you might be working on something different at this time. It's not like you're not on your path or doing anything wrong. It just may not be your reading. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy. Well, no, actually I won't, because this is the Sunday reading. So normally this will be the reading that I will be referring back to throughout the week. We build upon the energy through the weekly, daily videos as we progress forward. So for those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my daily videos, because in there's just some information I want you to think about when utilizing my channel. What decks I'm currently using in each, in the video, in case you're interested in getting the deck for yourself. What else? How to book a private reading. In there is my Linktree with all my links to my Facebook group, my Instagram page, all of that stuff, so you can follow me on social media. If you're interested in a private reading, you would need to reach out to me to initiate that conversation. Please know I will not reach out to you to sell you a reading, so if anybody were to ever try to, it's more than likely not me. You can message me at either my Facebook business page or my Instagram. Sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to find the messages on Instagram, I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest Instagrammer. It's just, I guess I'm older and I, lost my technological interest around the time Facebook went crazy. Even on Facebook, I'm not a huge poster. I just sort of post whatever I find entertaining or profound. So yeah, you can follow me at either of those places and reach out to me there if you're interested in a private reading. And then the other thing that I want you to be aware of is simple ways to support the channel. You can do so by hitting the thumbs up button, completely important. If you liked the reading, even if you didn't like the reading, you only liked part of the reading, hit that thumbs up button. It greatly helps me. Watching the video in its entirety, that also helps me. It helps me to gain watch hours for YouTube and their algorithms. Leaving me a question or comment on the video helps. It just lets me know that I'm not just, sitting here alone doing this by myself. I love to read your guys' comments. And then sharing the video out on your social medias, on your social media platforms, or with friends that you might think might enjoy my work. That also greatly helps too. What else? So this reading is for the week of the 23rd of July through the 29th. Where the hell did July go? Oh my God, July's almost over. Half the year is almost over. It just feels like everything's been moving so quickly and also slowly at the same time. I can't quite figure it out. But let's see what these cards want us to know today. Each card that I pull from the first tarot deck is going to represent for a day or two, possibly three, during your week. Keep in mind that some of you might feel only one of these cards throughout the majority of the week. Some of you could feel all of these cards and then some. It really depends on how quickly you're moving along your timeline. So it's kind of like a take what you need, leave the rest sort of reading, okay? So let's see what's going on with the beginning of the week. We have the Two of Swords, indecision and avoidance. Did we not just have the Two of Swords? I feel like we saw the Two of Swords last week, but in clarifiers. To me, the Two of Swords, yes, it can be about indecision or avoiding something, but it also to me feels like the drawing of a boundary. The idea, especially with these two swords crossing underneath that moon, it feels like intuitively we know what's right for us. See, there's the moon. And we're not going to sell that out or sell that short. We need to hold tight or strong, stand in our convictions, stand in our mental truth, what we know to be true for ourselves, and hold true to that and not use it to defend us, but use it as like a source of support in a way. I'm not feeling like this is a defensive stance. It feels more like a self-sufficient stance, if that makes sense, right? Like we're taking not only our mind thought element, right, with it being a Two of Swords, but we're like putting them together with the moon and that intuition to fend off any like obstacles in the distance. We see this mountain range and a lot of clouds around it. Like, in other words, even in the like, we can be the calm in the eye of the storm, so to speak. So if we find ourselves in situations, relationships where maybe opinions or needs or whatever are clashing, we know what we need. We know that we're strong in what we need or what we think or what we want to communicate. And we have the choice to hang tight with that and hold on to that as our truth during the early part of this week. The Two of Swords isn't necessarily an outwardly expressive card, so it doesn't mean that we have to prove our point to anyone. We just need to hold tight to it and know that it's true for us, is my feeling with this, especially because it's not only coming from the mental realm, but that moon there makes me think that it's also coming from our intuition too. We did just have the new moon shift over into Cancer on the 17th, so this could still be some of the effects of the new moon and the realizations that have come to pass, because it's been, almost a week since that's taken place. We might find ourselves having a little bit more clarity, a little bit more astuteness. I don't even know if that's the correct word, but I feel like I want to say it, or strength in what we know to be true and what we believe in, and we're willing to stand up for it and stand behind it and utilize our wisdom or our knowledge to protect is not the word, but I do feel a little bit of protection with these two swords crossing one another. So take that as you may. Let's look at the midweek card. It is the Hierophant. Sorry, the letter's in gold, and I don't have my glasses, so it's kind of hard for me to read. Spirituality and knowledge. The one thing that I noticed right off of him is the beaming of energy coming off of him in even flow, and then he has his root chakra grounding down into the earth with his roots extending out. So whatever strength we're standing behind with this Two of Swords, whatever clarity is coming to us, midweek, we are knowing it. The Hierophant, he is Taurian energy, which is extremely grounded, but he's also about higher spiritual awareness, higher spiritual knowledge, honoring the moral code that is true within ourselves at a spiritual level. I like that he's sitting there in sort of meditation, in the sense that whatever's going on in the outside world doesn't really have to affect us. We don't need to allow it in to throw us off of our path. Our path could very much be one of, and the reason why I say this is because the Two of Swords also kind of has that boundary drawn there. This week, our path could be to do nothing. And the reason why I say that is this Hierophant has, not only are they sort of meditating and they're emanating that peace, that wisdom, that knowledge, they're grounding into the earth right where they are. They're sort of protected by these obelisks, right? They're like, and then I just saw this like sort of winged scarab above their head. They're protected by spirit. They don't need to get into the fight. They don't need to prove their point. We know what we need. We can feel it internally. It almost feels like the Two of Swords is the beginning of the mind beginning to communicate with the moon or the intuition. This is us adapting it into Taurian energy and major arcana energy in a much bigger, stronger, 3D sort of way, so that it peacefully emanates from us and we feel connected regardless of what's going on around us, right? Let's go to the end of the week card. Wow. Wheel of Fortune, adaptation and elevation. So, the Wheel of Fortune, it is Sagittarian energy, but it's also about kind of tuning into the universe and what the universe has to offer us, or the different opportunities the universe has to offer us in how we go about achieving our goals, right? So to me, when I think of the Wheel of Fortune, it's one of the more, I don't want to call it vague, but it's one of the more, expansive is a good word for the Wheel of Fortune. Because nature, the universe, God, whatever you want to call that higher being or higher power that you believe in, has a way through the Wheel of Fortune to open doors and windows for us to travel through to change our situation. And the reason why I say that is that I think that that Hierophant, in that meditative state, emanating out that energy, is drawing this Wheel of Fortune in, is drawing in this wheel of change, this opportunity for new path, new choice, new direction, new opportunity. It could even still be around a situation that you're familiar with or still dealing with, right? But it's like maybe we're dealing with it or seeing it or perceiving ourselves within it in a different way, or it has not. I want to say it has a different power over us, but that's not the right way to put it. It has like we're more in co-creation with it than we were before in the past. Does that make sense? And I get this feeling from the Two of Swords at the beginning. It's like first we have to mentally draw the boundary, communicate the boundary if we feel the need to do so, then get inside of ourselves and get grounded into our own spiritual, moral high ground or truth, what's right for us through the Hierophant. And as we do that and we create that growth, that expansion, that knowledge, that wisdom, we begin to open ourselves up to the spiritual possibilities that the Wheel of Fortune brings. The Wheel of Fortune is always going to bring you positivity if that's what you're focusing on, right? If we need to learn a lesson because we're too busy being focused on the negative and how things aren't working out, then the Wheel of Fortune is probably going to give us just that, more of situations not working out so that we can finally say like, oh shoot, I don't need to live this way any longer or believe this belief any longer. It's outdated. It doesn't serve me. I want something different. And then the Wheel of Fortune shifts and changes and opportunities come to us, oftentimes in surprising and strange ways that allow us to lead into more fortunate events, situations, or relationships. Okay? And it's funny, I still, even though the Wheel of Fortune would be a wheel that moves, right? The Wheel of Fortune can move at a fairly slow pace at times. So I do get this sense that this is not, we'll look at the clarifiers too, but I don't get a sense that we need to do much this week other than pay attention to what is going on not only within us mentally through the Two of Swords, but also spiritually through the Hierophant. Then we turn our eyes outward from the present moment into what is being made offered and available to us via the Wheel of Fortune. And then we choose the path, or we choose the stance, we choose the perspective, and we're ready to choose it. We've done the work, we've clarified our mind and almost, shored ourselves up to a degree with that Two of Swords. And the Hierophant is always going to come from that higher spiritual wisdom. So I feel like we do know the answers. If we're not taking a lot of action this week and it's just about finding out what those answers are and then being patient to allow the wheel to unfold them for us, then do so, because I don't think that that's a bad thing. It's still a form of transformation, but it may require a little bit of patience on our part. Let's go to the Cosmic Insights card. Sorry guys, need a sip of coffee. I do not make this shit up, okay? It's manifest. Tell the universe exactly what you want. This is why this Two of Swords is important. This Two of Swords is about finding that clarity of thought and communication, understanding the power of what we communicate and how quickly it can manifest in our life. The Hierophant understands about manifestation through going inward, through deep spiritual wisdom, through grounding into, Mother Earth and listening to the signs, symbols, and synchronicities that are around him that help him to grow, to expand. The Wheel of Fortune wants to give us our manifestations. The Wheel of Fortune wants to sort of gift us with our abundance, right? But we have to believe that we can create that. We have to tell the universe or the Wheel of Fortune exactly what we want. And I love that there's flowers in this hand, but there's also still this baby little moon there, similar to the Two of Swords. So I'm going to say the beginning part of this week about getting clear on our thoughts and our relationship to ourselves and becoming really aware of what it is we're thinking. Like, what is the inner dialogue that we're telling ourselves? Oh, they could never love me. Oh, I can never get that job. There's no way. I'm underqualified. Oh, my mother's never going to treat me right. we're just always going to be this way. We fought my whole life. Those things are tapes or ideas, or just, I'm using them as examples, that could potentially be manifesting in our lives rather quickly, because we don't even think beyond that. We just assume that that's going to be the case, that's going to be the truth, because that's what we've dealt with in past experience. I get a feeling with these cards here, they're telling us, shift that past experience, let go of it, draw a boundary with it, come clean with the Two of Swords, get clearer thought, get clearer communication, even if it's only with ourselves, right? And that does, communication amongst ourselves and what we're communicating to ourselves quietly in our own mind can be extremely powerful magic for manifestation, for spiritual growth. We see that here, and it opens doors for then the universe or God or whomever to come and meet us with this Wheel of Fortune card and take us towards these goals or manifestations. We may not even know what they fully are yet, right? But if we just begin from a space of hope and gratitude, we might be pleasantly surprised as to what falls out or evolves out for us through this process. Let's go to the Star Maiden Oracle. This is a major arcana card that is coming from us, from spirit to us. So we have Justice, equal. I love her jumpsuit. She is fierce. Justice is Libra energy, and I feel like Justice was the last card that we had last week, was it not? It was. It was the last card in the clarifiers. Something's still coming into balance here, guys. Whether it's balance within ourselves, balance within a relationship, balance within a partnership, a business dealing, however you are seeing this or experiencing this, Justice is here. This is, like I said, this card is a card from Spirit trying to tell you what is the, the power influence working around in the background that we can tap into. And this is Justice, which would mean a balancing the scales, a coming together, a reestablishment of what's fair, right, and just within a situation. I love that she has these red, orange, yellow streaks behind her, because I don't necessarily associate her with those colors. But to me, yellow always represents like the intellect, her yellow gown. And the red and orange gives me that fire or passion of like sort of fire energy of wanting to move forward, take action. I don't think we're supposed to, how do I want to put this? We don't want to take so much action or be impulsive that we miss the cleanup that this is. There's like an inventory cleanup that's happening here that's setting us up for this Wheel of Fortune. When we're ready for it to come in, Justice will make sure that we see the moment, seize the moment, and understand, now it's your turn, Barbara. Step forward and enjoy the gifts or the manifestations that you've been wanting to create. And so Justice is an extremely powerful card. I will say this too, Justice is a pillar card in the major arcana, and so is the Hierophant. So we should find a lot of stability in this week, even if there are changes going on around or inside of us. We have two of the pillar cards of the major arcana here to show us that we are unshakable, unrockable, and our faith can is unwaverable a word? I don't even know, but our faith doesn't need to be shook or challenged in any way. We need to trust in ourselves and what we're learning, and then follow suit with that. Let's look at the clarifiers. Four of Swords, Ace of Cups, and the Strength card, Leo. For some of you, this is a renewal. I mean, maybe for all of you, it's a renewal. And the reason why I say renewal is the Ace of Cups is obviously a renewal of emotional well-being, love, abundance, that sort of a thing in the emotions sector. But the Four of Swords is also about a renewal or a rebirth or healing that we need to take and go inward, to quiet our mind, to get more stabilized in our thoughts, what we communicate, similar to this Two of Swords here. If we need to shut the world out during this period of time for a moment so that we can get clear on what it is we want, we desire, we need, that's okay. That's fair. It's just. Oh my god, the camera's been totally out of focus. Sorry about that. That's fair. That's just. And that might bring about the rebirth or the renewal, the reinvigoration that I see in this Ace of Cups. The Strength card being Leo energy, to me, this is about like divine masculine, divine feminine coming together and strengthen and assisting one another, right? Having the being brave, being strong enough to, when I said that Two of Swords is like doing an inventory, so is the Four of Swords. It's about going inward and like listening to your mind. What are the tapes that play? What are the what's the word I'm looking for? Not misfires, but what are the like mistaken beliefs that we've adopted over our lifetime, either through like our parents, our friends, and how those beliefs or those immediate thoughts that we go into in our mind, how they impair us or impact us or hold us back. The Strength card says to me that we don't have to be held back any longer, that we can move forward, that we can assist ourselves. There's also this thing too about, with this woman in the Lion, the Strength card, there's this extreme amount of bravery in doing this work. It requires a lot of strength to want to stick your hand into a lion's mouth, but ultimately you're doing this to heal yourself, or a part of yourself that may require you to be brave, but as you're brave and as you like take the risk and maybe balance these energies or go through these thoughts and inventory them, you open yourself up to new exciting opportunities. Like I said, that I think I said it earlier in the reading, we may not even know that are coming. Let's go to the grounding stone. Okay, I'll take it. This is on Carnelian. The grounding stone is prosperity. Grounding in our own prosperity, our own abundance, our abundance of thought, feeling, emotion, growth, expansion, all of that. It's there and it's available to us. I think that this prosperity begins from within, starting with that Two of Swords Hierophant, but then we start to see it outwardly with the Wheel of Fortune, justice, the Manifest card, even Strength, and the Ace of Cups would be almost external influences that we would see changing, or all of that. The Four of Swords would be that more of that internal time that we take, but to take that time to get clear on those thoughts and what we communicate. Maybe, like I said before, maybe we don't communicate anything at all. Just be focused on our own prosperity, our own blessings, our own desires, and follow suit going after them. I hope that makes sense, you guys. If it does, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, hitting the notification bell so you get notified when I put up a new video, which is usually daily. And share the video out, leave me a question or comment, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.